Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dreamhack 2011, and we have an unbelievable matchup coming for you.
Well. HerO versus Sen.
Damn.
That's all you need to say.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you
Can we
need
play
to
it
say.
now? Can we do it? Can we start?
This is going to be one of the best games we've seen on this stage, potentially. And these two players are literally like my high priority favorite list.
Yeah.
HerO is a player that I've been saying for a very, very long time that he will eventually win a big tournament.
Yeah.
This could be it. There is a person, though, standing in his way. This person has been performing so well recently, and especially against Protoss.
Oh, yes.
He most recently he beat MC over in Philippines at the IPL 4 qualifier.
Uh-huh.
And he's very, very good at versus Protoss. HerO, this guy is oozing of talent.
Yeah.
Absolutely is. He suffers from nerves at live events.
Yep.
This is the main reason why he hasn't really succeeded outside of the ladder. And in the ladder and on his streams, this kid is just so freaking good. Like, I don't know if anybody has watched this stream at home. I'm sure you are if you're tuning into this. The stuff he pulls off, like, you literally sit there and your jaw drops. It's like, oh.
He's also one of the hardest players to keep track of, actually, when it comes to... There's him and there's a couple of Terran players that always stress the casters out and whoever's controlling the camera because of how many crazy things he does at once. He is really hard to keep an eye on, so we're going to have to be extra careful in this matchup.
Formerly a semi-professional Brood War player, HerO, playing for Hwasong Oz.
Yep.
The same team as previously for Jaedong, semi-pro over there. And then basically he got into the GSL Open Season 1, and then it was like kind of the OGS coach is kind of the old captain, I think, of Hwasong Oz.
Uh-huh.
And then he was like, he realized the potential within HerO back when he played Starcraft 1. It was like,
come here. Yeah.
Come play for OGS. And he's like, all right, let's go. And now we're just seeing this guy go crazy. If he can stay calm and play his best, then he's going to give Sen a run for his money for sure.
Yeah, this is going to be epic. We're going to start off at Terminus SE, which is a great map to kick off what should be a fantastic series. We'll see if both of these guys are ready, and if they are, we're going to get right into it. HerO versus Sen, this is the match on the stage you simply do not want to miss. If you happen to be around hearing the speakers, come and watch HerO versus Sen. This will be high-class, top-quality StarCraft, that I can guarantee.
And Sen hasn't actually won a big tournament outside of his home country either. He's like won, what was the big tournament he won? The Battle.net Invitational for BlizzCon, right?
Yes.
So he won that. But outside, he hasn't really done anything. Always finishing like top 8 in pretty much everything.
Yeah, he finished third,
Top
of course,
3 in
NASL.
most,
NASL Season 1, which that was the big thing where a lot of people realized, hey, look, Sen's really, really good. And finishing
third at BlizzCon most recently as well.
So stacked, those tournaments.
He just has, and then Sen is very close to winning a big tournament as well. This is why this match is going to be so close. And if I'm just going to quickly look at the groups, we can start the game though as well. Is just looking at the groups, is I'm pretty sure the winner of this will go through and the loser will go out. So that's how important this game is for both of these players, as you can see here. And the other results as well as this game gets loaded is HerO managed to beat Sase 2-1. HerO advances through as first place, and it's going to be between Sase and Select to go through as second place.
It would be very disappointing for Sase, considering the amount of practice that he's put in if he were to lose that matchup. But the one we are focusing on is the one that I'm putting on the screen right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to bring you Liquid HerO. He is in the red trunks, and he is playing Protoss to the north of this map, which is, of course, the Terminus SE, versus his opponent, Gama.Sen. He is in the blue trunks, and he is playing Zerg to the east.
And basically, HerO is a big fan of Blink Stalkers. And he's also a big fan of Warp Prisms too.
Yeah.
And he uses both so efficiently.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Sen, on the other hand, I don't understand how he beats players he beats. He has such good mechanics and production. He literally just generally has more stuff than any other Zerg I've ever seen.
Yep.
And it's like, how does that even compute? He just generally has too much stuff overall as the game develops on. And his lava injects are always hit down. His macro hatches are always perfectly well placed as well, and they're always at the right time. This kid is just so good. And we are actually going to see a Forge Fast expand here. Could be Nexus first, of course, as well. And over here, Sen could go for hatchery first, And the preferred style for Sen is, as we're seeing here, a 13 spawning pool. He does this a lot in his matchups. Basically, the spawning pool at this time gives you a good defense against early pylon blocks, for example, and it still allows you to keep up a good economy because you can get the queen out nice and early, lings out early, and get that hatchery down around 18 supply anyway.
Yep, HerO's going to just pester for a short period of time over here on this base. Spawning pool is well on its way to completion, and it will deny any kind of nonsense, as you said, coming down in the natural. Aside from that, there's no real difference between that and any other placement. Forge is on his way. He's not going to Nexus first. He could have, considering, but he's going to play it safe for the time being. No doubt, HerO knows about Sen, and no doubt, of course, Sen knows about HerO. These two guys will be very cautious going up against each other.
Most definitely. And actually, you know, not to forget, taken away from Sen, he did beat MC, but also at IPL4, he did beat Naniwara as well.
He did,
so, you know,
yeah.
that just shows you how good he is in this matchup. And this probe is going to delay this expansion for as long as possible. And it doesn't look like he really wants to or can't afford a pylon. Maybe he can now as he reaches 100. There is the pylon placed down.
It's a serious
but the thing
delay.
is, like, the spawner pulls down on 13 for a reason, and this is one of the reasons, actually,
To
to
clear
get
the
rid
pylon
of it.
out quicker,
So the
yeah.
lings are there nice and early. The pylon's going to have to get cancelled nice and early. And the hatchery's still going to go down at a relatively fast speed here anyway.
Yep, down goes the gateway, and the wall-off is sorted out for HerO. He doesn't need to really worry about that. And then the hatchery will immediately follow that one up. It also does slightly supply block HerO there, which it's not the worst thing in the world. He has started building a pylon, but he's not going to be able to build a probe directly after that. So it slows him down just somewhat.
And this is the version, by the way, of Terminus where the destructible debris is there, and also there's no back pathway. And so that might be something that HerO will want to do, because he could drop down here very nicely.
Yes.
2 force fields will be able to wall this off, and he'd be able to have easy access to that back third base there. But let's have a look what we are seeing in HerO's base. He has taken double gases now at the same time. Cybernetics core coming up very, very shortly, but this hidden probe will be able to go in and check for that third base very shortly if it does want to. And it is going to get picked up by an Overlord in a few seconds here.
Yeah, oh, never mind. The Overlord's decided it can't be asked. It's just going to hang around and see what it can do over there. And it's like, I'm guarding this creep. Look at me. I'm very important.
And I love this Overlord placement. Checks the first gas, is going to check the second gas as well on the natural as it skates behind the natural area. And basically can swing all the way around and then cover the third base to make sure that the destructible debris is still there, if it's not there, and so on.
Yep, nicely played there by Sen. He's keeping an eye on things without too much of a problem. No aggression from either player. And honestly, did you really expect it? On a map of this size, no, absolutely not. The wall of now complete for HerO and nice and secure, and the third base on its way up for Sen. So now we're going to see what HerO decides to do, because he could try and take his third as well, but maybe he'll want to start applying some pressure now that he's on 2 bases to do some damage.
And,
We'll see.
Stargate does go down now.
There you go.
In the main base of HerO. And, you know, distances between these is very, very close.
Yes,
You know,
they are.
Super close. And meanwhile, though, Sen is still gasless. So he's actually got very high amount of drones right now, up to 31, 8 in production, about to be at pretty much 40. And now is
47
taking
supply with no gas. Wow.
is taking double gas on the natural now. And Sen is very good, actually, in this matchup of going for a funky muleless timing as well in mid-game. But meanwhile, look, it's got to be so careful with this Overlord. It is actually going to be able to... Actually, he's going to get picked off here. But Zerglings come in and do get that.
Just get out of there. Oh, he's all right. He's leaving. The speed upgrade is, of course, not happening for obvious reasons. Gets the surround right there, but the Zerglings are quite badly injured, and a second Zealot will come in to finish that off. Sen realizes that and moves in. All right, so the plan right here is to get a Void Ray. Can't deny the base, but he can potentially destroy it. And it's going to take a little while to build, but the rush distance between that and that, as you pointed out, is extremely short. So there's no real reason not to give that a try. In the meantime, this Stalker is...
surrounded.
the Stalker doesn't want to live anymore. It can't be bothered. It's just, I'm dead. Why not? Hey, I'm just going to charge right at the ramp.
Well, there's no evolution chamber down yet either, and Sen could be in a bit of trouble here as one Void Ray is out, and it is actually just going to go ahead and chase down an Overlord first of all. The thing is, when you go this gasless style, is that your creep is going to be generally quite good, and obviously on this map as well, is that third to the natural is very, very close, and 2 queens are being made to actually combat, or actually 3 queens are being made to combat this air style. Evolution chamber is going down also, and right now Sen has really nice vision. Overlord does go down. Doesn't quite get the scout of the second gas, which is very important to know there. But the second and third gateway has been thrown down onto that natural. So 2 Void Rays so far. Nothing else coming. Is he going to get that 3rd Void Ray? Yes, no, actually a Phoenix it's going to be. So he's going to follow this up with Phoenixes, and Zealots are going to town on this destructible debris. It will go down very, very shortly, and we may be seeing a very fast 3rd base come up from HerO while doing some pressure with these Void Rays.
Yep, here it comes, that said pressure. The Spore Crawler is now complete. So HerO's actually shut down pretty much immediately. 2 Queens and a Spore Crawler. Yeah, no problem. We deal with that. He'll need Phoenixes to break through that. He's going to try and find another way through. And in the meantime, Sen continues to drone. Sen doesn't really care about trying any pressure at all right now. He doesn't need it. Why would he? His opponent is just going to sit behind a wall if he's going to throw air units at him, and Sen will try and catch those out. Does have to watch out for getting supply blocked, however.
And Sen is already at 77 drones at 9 minutes 45. That's incredible.
It's insanity.
He's taken 6 gases now as well. On the 3rd base, he's taken these 2. He's actually building a Roach Warrior now here. So this is interesting because right now we are seeing a 3rd base going to be happening very, very shortly here. Sen can see that the units are killing the back rocks as well. And so far, Sen is looking in fantastic position simply because he's got so many drones so fast right now. And he's actually going to go up to 78 drones. There is that Spire, TotalBiscuit. He loves his mid-game Spire. And he's got so much gas because he's mining from 6 extractors right now.
Yeah, and he's gone totally unmolested this entire time. HerO's not been able to hurt him. And you would have thought, hey, Stargate, yeah, let's get in there. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I can't really do a damn thing here. He's got 6 queens. He's got 6 goddamn queens. The creep spread is going to be ridiculous. The amount of transfusers available for defensive purposes will also be ridiculous. If he misses an inject, then someone must have cut off his hands, honestly. So that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, he's so good at that. And this Spire, we saw him use it so efficiently versus Grubby earlier on in the tournament as well. He's going to literally be able to build, because look at his supply. It's so high already. He's got so much capability to build a lot of units as well, that all of a sudden there's going to be 15 plus Mutalisks out on the map. And what is there really? And at that high of a Mutalisk count, these 5 Phoenixes don't even matter. One slip up on one burst, one hit, like they're going to lose so instantly. And that's going to be so good for Sen, especially while HerO's going for Colossus, going for Thermal Lance.
Yeah, Sen's just had 12 minutes of not being touched. And you know what that means for Sen? Stupid amounts of everything. 84 drones. Ground army starting to get a bit scary as well. 16 Mutalisks at once coming out here. You're morphing in an Overseer as well, just to be handy. Pushing away these Void Rays, doing a slight damage there. These Phoenixes continue to hang around a bit. There is a risk, of course, that these Queens can get picked off by the Phoenixes. I'm kind of surprised HerO isn't doing that. Sen, there we go. He's waiting for him to get off creep, and there's the grab. And Sen, thankfully, has a lot of spare Queens, but that kind of does suck, to be honest.
Here come the Mutalisks.
Oh my. Surprise for HerO. HerO needs to get out of there right now. You can see he is backing off as quickly as he can. The Void Rays are absolutely destroyed, and now, unfortunately, he's in a bit of a pickle and realizes this, throwing down the Twilight Council immediately for Blink.
Well, look on the natural. Where's the Spire?
He hid it under the Overlords.
I mean, actually, looking at it, HerO didn't really scout around there anyway, but if he did, and right now, it's all going to come down to this Mutalisk control, and also he's adding in Corruptors to start dealing with these Phoenixes, so that's going to help out a bunch, and it's going to be so hard for HerO to fight right now. Because if he tries to micro away from the Corruptors, these Mutalisks are just going to be able to one-shot really fast. And if he tries to go for the Mutalisks, the Corruptors are going to be able to do a lot of damage here. So right now, we're actually seeing HerO in an awkward position right now. He's trying to build cannons up. He's got the Twilight Council. Needs to start researching Blink very, very shortly here. But all of a sudden, Sen's now taking a 4th base. Mutalisks are coming into the main, and this is where it gets tough.
Yep, pain and suffering is what Sen brings to the party right here, which honestly does kind of suck. I'd have preferred he just brought a quiche, honestly. But there we go, Sen's gonna get aggressive. What's gonna stop that? Well, nothing. He doesn't have Blink Stalkers. He only has 5 Stalkers to begin with. Sen could just sacrifice and go right for it. He gets a good salvo off on that Colossus as well. But Sen has no need to risk things right now. He is so far ahead in terms of his economy.
Oh, big Zealot warp in here. Going to try and deny this 4th base. But the thing is, with these Phoenixes, they're actually outranged by Corruptors by 2. Yeah. So if they go in, they're just going to get picked off so easily here. But these Zealots are not going into the fight yet. Let's have a look at the production of HerO. 5 gateways down here, 3 gateways here, 8. So he's actually 8 gateways now. Blink is on its way as well. And he actually can't do anything. He's actually researching +1 attack for the air. And also going to Templar Archives will want to start to bring in Storm and Archons. You need it against Mutalisks. Meanwhile, it looks like we are going to have a transition soon from Sen over into Roaches, simply because he doesn't want to stay on Mulus for the entire game long. They're not combat units, they're harassing units.
Yep.
But look at these amount of Zealots getting whooped. They're going to be able to basically 3-shot this hatchery, and that's not enough time for Sen to get back to defend it.
No, it's not. It really depends where Sen decides to hang around with these forces. If he goes in and then HerO decides that is the time to get jiggy with it, then yes, it will
if he
go
can
down.
take down the Templar Archives with the Mulus, that would be fantastic, but he's going to get rid of this Colossus first of all.
Yeah, well, he's covered everything in really everything there, and those Phoenixes are just instantly dead. So the Muta count, though, is actually dropping really, really low. He did engage into a bunch of Stalkers and lost a lot, and now here come the Zealots. Zealots with the +1 upgrade. Here they go right for the mineral line. 68 Zerglings being brought in right now. He should be able to take this hatchery down. Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, very nice play there from HerO. Waited very, very patiently down here to take that out. But here we are seeing that transition coming over. It looks like we're actually going to see a kind of old style we haven't seen in a long time with Bailing Bombs. So Bailing Bombs are going to come out. He may try to go into the mains and natural and third, but more importantly onto the army, which is going to be very Blink Stalker heavy with Templar as well. And we do have the Infestation Pit down as well, but 15 more Mulus actually coming out.
Oh, wow.
I cannot believe he's going for that.
He's got the resources for it. He can do whatever the hell he wants, can he? That's his plan. This isn't even just Bailing Bombs. This is just pure Zergling. A massive Doom Drop covered by a substantial Air Force. HerO's currently in the center of the map, and oh dear, there is really nothing here to stop this.
And going to have a lot of damage going down here, and 2 Zealots being walked in. They wish they didn't come down from the
Bad day for you. You should have stayed in bed this morning. So many Lings just dropped into the base right here. I said, there's the Blink Stalkers coming in, but what are those Blink Stalkers really going to do? The High Templar does not have the energy for Storm. There's a one, and that cleans up a significant number of them. The base Nexus goes down, trying to evacuate with as many Overlords as possible, and then you have to assess, well, what did he really accomplish there, and was it worth it?
And 5 Zealots are killing this hatchery as well, preventing Sen from mining. You know, the 4th base has only just got back up. We should be seeing some form of transition, probably into Ultralisk very, very shortly from Sen. He's at Hive, he's got the decent upgrades coming, and I'd be surprised if he built even more Mutalisks. He could build so many Zerglings right now. He has the lava, he has the money, but he's saving his resources for something right now. But he's got to be careful, because the army is a little bit in favor for HerO right now, as HerO tries to get a 4th bases up at the same time, and Sen does see that happening, and Greater Spire actually coming down here. He's got to be so careful playing against Blink Stalkers with decent upgrades, currently 2-0, +3 about to finish soon.
Oh, taking a big chunk out of the Air Force right there, and Liquid HerO in the center of the map, +3 is about to finish. The damage coming in from those Stalkers will be immense. He has Storm support as well. Crackling upgrade coming in, the Adrenal Glands, it's not done yet. There are more Links coming in, which will certainly help against those Blink Stalkers, and he's going to be able to mash his way through this area. There's nothing that Sen can do to stop that initially. That hatchery is most likely going to die, but we have yet another attack, a Roach drop, backed up with this, and that's a lot of tech that's being lost in the main here. Yeah,
but again, Sen loses his 4th base. It's so important to actually keep that up. Bailings are being morphed as well, but at the same time, dropping in the main base isn't really achieving that much, and he's got to be careful of these storms.
Yes, he really, really does. He's grabbing himself and getting out of there as quickly as possible, to the point where he decides to pull on his own collar and get him out. It's like, don't be stupid, get the hell out of there. What are you thinking? HerO has now successfully dealt with this area. This expansion is down. The Greater Spire is on its way up, and it comes down to control here from Sen as well, because if Liquid HerO is able to jump into a good position with Blink, especially with +3, those Broodlords will not last very long.
And Broodlords should be making now, and he's going to be able to stabilize Broodlords underneath all these spine cores with Zerglings as well. But he has to get a 4th base up. He doesn't have the gas to take this any longer than the 25-minute mark, especially when he spends all his gas on Broodlords. 7 Broodlords on now making. Let's have a look at HerO's vision. Does not know about it, but can definitely suspect that that is happening, as he knows the Hive is on its way. And looks like we are going to have some High Templar warped in down at the bottom with this War Prism. Not too sure what they can achieve here. I mean, there's nothing in the main that they can go for. They could potentially come and storm this 4th base with the drones, but more importantly, 7 Broodlords are about to finish up.
Yep, we've got to keep an eye on that one. I'm constantly keeping one eye on the bottom right of the map here as HerO continues to push forward. Now, those lings are sort of being dealt with in the main at the moment, and a few roaches able to smash their way through. A borrowed ling is actually on the main nexus, so that's not going to go down anytime soon. That Warp Prism is not doing anything at the moment, and HerO moving himself around and taking the center position. Solid defense against any kind of push on his fourth, and that is nice and secure. His economy is looking good. He hasn't kept losing bases, more importantly. The Warp Prism is now moving in, so let's see what it's able to do. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What is it? What is it for with those two High Templar? Are we going to see a storm here? I mean, there's not really a lot of a mineral line to do it to.
He's got to be careful because Mulos are chasing down. He's going to have to drop it and storm right now.
It's got to be done. He storms himself, as you can see, and immediately more Stone Archon to survive that. Some damage certainly done the meter count, but not exactly what I would call impressive. HerO is now pushing forward, however, and that, on the other hand, is impressive.
Oh, he can't combat these Brutals. He just can't blink in there underneath, of course, because there's too many spines. He has to back off.
Yep, a storm goes down to try and do damage to the economy. Some limited damage done. That's what's been killed so far. Not a huge amount. HerO is almost max. He's taking some
more lings coming down to the natural. He's going to have to storm these lings immediately in there. Great storm and great defense there by HerO.
Very nicely done. The fact that Sen is continuing to actually drop into this area with those lings is absolutely impressive. Storm after storm coming down. Thankfully, buildings are immune to that. Otherwise, they will be dead by now.
And a very nice transition here coming up from HerO. He's going to go over to Void Rays very shortly to start to combat these Broodlords. And even if there's not that many Mulus out anymore, there's pretty much no anti-air, really. There's 5 Infestors, actually, as I say, that are coming out. But Void Rays are going to be a great addition here. HerO is trying to get this 5th base up and running, but now Sen is on the march, and I think there's too many Broodlords up at 16.
16, that is ridiculous.
Oh, here come the storms and the blink.
That's where he goes. This is what he has, massive storms underneath there. Oh my god, the storms are ridiculous. They never let up. Amazing amounts of storms coming in right here from HerO. There's the blink under the Broodlords. Will he be able to break his way through? Transfusers coming in. Slow Queens limping in to keep the Broodlords alive, and he survives, but only just. Good god, HerO warping in more Stalkers right now. He needs to finish these Broodlords off. He goes for it. Another aggressive blink. The Broodlords can't survive it. HerO holds against that Broodlord force for the moment. Unbelievable storms.
And as soon as his lings die, he can actually go again and just blink on top of these Infestors and Broodlords. The thing is, if he gets trapped there, he's going to be in trouble.
The Queens are actually moving forward as well. Storm goes down them and said, no, that's absolutely not going to happen. HerO focuses fire. Down goes another Broodlord and another Storm to try and clean that up.
He can't lose this base. That's the important thing.
Absolutely not.
He has to hold this base, and Sen knows that he has to crack it because his economy isn't that good.
The problem is he can't crack it. He's got nothing left. He's down to 9 Zerglings. His production is not as good as it should be, and the amount of damage that was done. The entire main base has been destroyed of HerO. He lost his main base ages ago. His tech was rebuilt down here out of the way in a less accessible location. A big warp and a blink Stalkers to the south right here.
Oh, they're going to be able to come down immediately and just snipe off these bottom hatcheries. And he's got to be careful. The Ling Infestors are coming, and they will be able to clean up. Infestors.
Infestors. Unfortunately, the Infestors are on extremely low energy, and there's not a lot they can actually do. And there's some free drone kills, and looks like those 2 hatcheries will be picked off.
Yeah, and with these hatcheries going down, that's it. He has no economy left. He's got his main base mined out, the natural mined out, the 3rd mined out, the 4th is about halfway completed now, and more importantly, the gas is running out in the main, and this hatchery is going down. A bit of a flank counterattack, should I say, is going to pick up this. There's enough Zealots coming in to actually deal with this, though.
Yeah, with +3s, I would think so. Admittedly, the other option is just to run by them entirely, but he will not be able to kill the Nexus at this point. That shouldn't happen under any circumstances. There we go. And the cleanup is occurring. Stalker's now moving into position and wants to, of course, be a little bit defensive, and he knows that he's sitting on the upper hand at the moment, having sniped those hatcheries, and Sen is bleeding badly economically. He's oversaturated this area. He can't really mine anywhere else. He's got nowhere else to go. He must secure another base.
And these Zealots are in a bit of trouble here as these Fungagoths go down and Lings clean them up, but reinforcements coming down in terms of these Stalkers.
Yeah, Stalkers going to avenge their brethren. They jump right on top of the Infestors, and that hatchery dies again, and Sen is starved. He is not producing enough units. He's down to 113 supply. HerO is having no issues of any sort, and no harassment is going from Sen anymore. It used to be. There was a lot of Ling drops into the base, but GG. Sen goes out of the first game of this best-of-3 series, and HerO takes it. very resilient play there by HerO, having been pounded in the first 15 to 20 minutes there by Sen.
Yeah, very nice play there. And he dealt with everything so well, controlled everything so beautifully. And he had managed to win that game, which really looked out of his hand. But the thing that really changed the game was losing that fourth base in the center of the map. If he hadn't have walked in Zealots that mid-game to kill that fourth hatchery, Sen's economy would have gone out of control. He just didn't have the gas to do everything he wanted all at once.
Yeah, and apparently that is how you deal with 16 Broodlords, if any of you are wondering, on the ladder. Yeah, just 55,000 storms, usually a good idea there, and of course, plus 3 Blink Stalkers. That will do the job too. Oh well, that was quite the first game. I'm hoping the rest of the series lives up to that, because it will be one of the best series we have seen for quite some time from either of these guys.
And indeed, and to stress the point once again, the loser of this best of 3 is out of the tournament.
Yeah.
If Sen loses this next game, there goes his chances of winning his first big international tournament. But it does keep the hopes of HerO alive, the hopes of Team Liquid alive, as well as HerO is due a big win.
Yep.
Can this be it?
I'm being told by Gama.Sen that we need to restart the stream due to lag issues, so I'm going to do that, and we will be right back.